Hello, hello, and welcome back to Cross Stitch with me with the Cowboy. Working on this guy. I haven't actually worked on him since the last Stitch with me, which was all completely because of basically, because I was like crazy trying to finish Sun Worship. I stitched on that so much over the weekend and Monday. And then yesterday, oh no, today is Tuesday. Yesterday, Monday, after I was done, I just didn't want to stitch anything at all. So I just did some other things. And so today I'm coming back to stitching for a bit. And this is going to be my next charge to the finish is Cowboy here. So I just got a Pattern Keeper update. So I'm just checking out that. Nice. Okay. All right, let me pull up my Cowboy. And where did, there they are. Phew, scared me. My stitching, these things, when I first pulled this up, like all this was blank. And I was like, no. And so, anyway, now I am hopefully gonna get started. And I'm gonna stitch this differently today. I'm gonna do this with a hoop in my hand. Primarily it's because trying to get the filming situation set up so that I can like get everything right. It just takes too long when I use the my lap stand. It's just not. Right now I'm using my lap stand literally as a phone stand, so it's something that I just trying to make it as easy as possible. Oh, the other thing I did, which I didn't really show you, but it's going to be on the picture in the front, is, maybe I'll show you at the very end, is that I actually went and ironed out the top portion of this pattern so that the purple grid lines would kind of go away a little bit so people could see a little bit more what it looks like. As you can see, the grid lines are gone pretty much. I didn't see any of them there. But people worry about the fact, will the friction pen come back? Sure, if it gets cold, the friction pen, if you store your stuff in a garage over the winter, if you take it in a car on a cold road trip or something, it probably will come back. For as easy as it is to use, and I have ordered a few more like really fine tipped washable embroidery pens to mark my grids, but I haven't gotten them in yet, but I should get them in any time, and we'll try those out and see, because those aren't really heat activated. They're just actually, what was one of them? Anyway, I'll show it when you get back. Or I'll show you when you get back. You're not going anywhere. Are you going anywhere? You're not going anywhere. All right. So I am just trying to figure out where exactly I am. Oh, I'm way down here. I'm at the bottom of pretty much the bottom of the pattern. Just thought I'd come over here and kind of. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows all the way across, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can almost fit it all. Man, my voice, I can almost fit it all here. So I'm gonna start up here. Now, when I am just stitching this way, and I may have shown you guys this last time, I'm just stitching this 1/1 with a tent stitch or a half cross stitch for the little pinpoint sort of sketch look that it has. So I'm gonna just come back. I know that I'm gonna be picking up my stitching around there. Okay, hold on. Before I do anything, my dogs need to come in. Okay. When you have 5 dogs like I do, or like my husband and I do, it's like, it's not as bad or as crazy as having 5 kids per se, but it is similar in a sense of that, there's always somebody that wants something. So let me put that through to this side. It's a little messy on the end there, but I'm just going to go through. I'm just going to tuck my suture under. I'm actually going to do it twice just so it's nice and firmly seated. And this is how I do mine on the back when I'm doing two-handed stitching. Let's see here. Let me move this there. Scoot up a little bit. I'm trying to get the best camera view for you guys. All right. So let's see. Where am I? Doop doop doo. All right, I didn't highlight that line. Work on that a sec. And then, let me, put that through. This side. And then, let me, put that through. This side. And then, let me, put that through. This side. And then, let me, put that through. This side. And then, let me, put that through. This side. And then, let me, put that through. This side. And then, let me, put that through. This side. And then, let me, put that through. This side. And then, let me, put that through. This side. And then, let me, put that through. This side. And then, let me, put that through. This side. And then, let me, put that through. This side. And then, let me, put that through. This side. And then, let me, put that through. This side. And then, let me, put that through. This side. And then, let me, put that through. This side. And then, let me, put that through. This side. And then, let me, put that through. This side. And then, let me, put that through. This side. And then, let me, put that through. This side. And then, let So we're just gonna very slowly, I shouldn't say very slowly, that sounds kind of painful. So we're just gonna very methodically kind of work on this stitch today. This is a calming way to do it, not be like, oh my God, I gotta get it done. So, even though I do. But with this one, I will have, I want to say it's 14 or 15 completed designs of my own, which is crazy. I only had, when I went to the Nashville market in March, I think I had maybe like six or seven that were done. And so thankfully, I am, man, the one thing I keep grabbing, I keep getting caught in the needle, pulling it back. So when I go to market next March, I will have a lot more to display. If you haven't been around or you don't know what market is, the Nashville Needlework Market, I'm just having all kinds of mistakes right now. The Nashville Needlework Market, hold on, stand by. I think I almost bent my needle. There we go. So much fabric. I should not have grabbed such a large piece of floss. I usually wouldn't do that, but oh well. Anyway, so it's an annual trade show. I think it's the biggest one of its kind, and it is a place where shops that carry needlework, embroidery, cross stitch, stuff like that, where they come together, and there are also designers, and designers come out like myself, and we have our so-called like booths, and then the stores will come around and kind of visit and see what it is that they want to get, they want to purchase for their own store. And so it's just a lot of fun. I mean, it's just a place to meet a lot of people. I like to meet different people all the time, hoping I'll meet all kinds of new people next time. It was 3 days, and it was, gotta tell you, it was exhausting, but it was also just so much fun. So much fun to hang out and do stuff, and it was just, I was so excited. I was just so excited to be part of it. And I probably, one could say that I went too early in my design career. I've only been doing this for 2 years, and virtually nobody had heard of me. And the way I broke in basically was people would see my stuff when they were walking by, and they'd stop and go, wow. And then they'd come in and take a look. And so, it's, this is going to be the one that I think that really just grabs people. I want to put this one, when I frame this one up, I want to put this one like on an easel outside, because our our booths are actually like inside rooms. They're inside actual suites at the hotel that this is held at. And so people walk by, the door's open, and we've got a big window in the front, but you don't see everything inside. And if people were walking, like if they were walking one way and they were looking into my store one direction, they wouldn't see anything. But if they were walking the other way, they'd see a bunch of my stuff, stitched up. It was just the way I had it was just a function of, well, I guess I could have changed that, but I just didn't have the materials to really change it up, on the fly like that. But I plan on putting Cowboy outside. And I think Cowboy's going to get a lot of attention. So I'm hoping that this next year with the market will be the year that people are like, okay, I've heard of Stitch and Jewels now, and maybe we'll try some of her products, see what the customers think. Or, I hope every year it gets a bit better. It takes a while to break in anything that you're doing. And cross stitch is absolutely no different. And when you want to I want to do a great job, and I want to, really be thought of as, great designs, quality work. Did that wrong. Right as I make a mistake. See? And I just did mistake number like 6 of the string, but also one of the mistakes that I told you guys last week not to do. So when I'm stitching on this and I misstitch something, I shouldn't just try to go back through and come out the same hole that I went in, because on this it never works. It never works. I should stop. I need to stop what I'm doing. And just, okay, now I'm running risk of tearing my thread because I'm just somebody who is trying to go too fast. Look at that, that got tucked in. I guess I wanted to get that tucked in. All right, let's do some fire management here. Cross stitch on fire. Bah! All right, let me figure out where I'm at. I always tell people, I'm like, I'm not perfect. I'm not that anybody would think I'm perfect, but I'm not like this amazingly, oh, I just pulled it back out. I'm like amazing cross stitcher that is just like, wow, your cross stitch is exquisite. I mean, what I stitch is really good, but my physical stitching, no, as you can tell. Of course, it is better when I'm not talking and I'm able to focus right on what I'm doing, but yeah, I'm still making too many mistakes today. Oh well, it's what happens when you don't stitch for a few days. Get a little rusty. All right, let me put that stitch in correctly. Is that piece of stitch right there? Let me see if I do this, what happens. That looks fine. Well, hello, Bailey. Bailey, who's decided that since I'm talking, she needs to have my attention. Bailey got left outside last night because none of us realized, or my husband and I, neither one of us realized that she was still outside when we went to bed. And thankfully, when my husband got up at like 1 o'clock, he realized that she was outside at that time, and she was very unhappy with us that she got left outside. I'm not surprised at that. Either one, that she was mad or that we left her outside, because if she doesn't come when she's called, a lot of times we forget that we called her. A little bit later on, if it's been an hour or two, we're like, yeah, sure, she's in here somewhere. Oh, see? Oh, mistake number whatever. Man, I'm having a rough day getting started here, kids. All right, okay, at least I'm not going to make the same mistake I did last time, or the same series of mistakes. But just pull this back out. Oh, man. We all have our days, do we not? We all have our days. Now, on this one, I will go back through, but I'm going to give my needle more space to go through that spot. Yay! Hooray! Says everybody. All right. Where am I? Where? Oh, it's down here. Oh, did I bring my marking pen? I don't think I did. I'll get it in here in a little bit. I'm just going to keep going down this little section here. So there's a needlework expo coming up here in about 2.5, 3 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks from Thursday, Friday. Is it really that short? I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, wait a minute. See, I did it again. Oh man, I'm telling you. Hold on, I gotta put these guys outside. Okay, I had to put everybody outside because they were just, it is getting close to LUNCH, or the more PM version of that. I can't say it out loud because Binky's still inside. She's gonna hear me, and then she's gonna tell on me and tell everybody else it's time, and it's gonna be rough. Alright, so I pulled this through pretty hard in my rage. No, it wasn't Stitcher rage. Let's see. Alright, we can still fix this. My lack of focus is causing many problems. There we go. You know what I'm also going to do? I'm just going to cut like a good 6-inch piece off the end of this floss, because I think that's part of my problem, is that this floss is just too long. Too long. So anyway, Expo is my second show, and it's my first virtual show I'll be attending. And I still think most people don't know. The vast majority do not have any clue as to what my designs do and who I am and whatnot. So I could have gone in, and I was actually going in with like a bunch of my patterns. I was just gonna like blast all my patterns, and I had a nice chat with, I won't give out names, but it's somebody who owns a store, and got some advice, and working on a couple different changes to how I do things. But I went from doing like probably like 45 patterns in the show down to about 19, 20. I think it's 19 is what I have. And so I selected those. Some of them are old and some of them are newer, but they're a nice representation of the stuff I do, and I am thrilled to have that part done. Thank goodness. So now I just need to finalize that I have everything that I need for those patterns for the show. Get some new cover pages. I've spent some time working on designs for new cover pages, and now I'm like, am I even doing this right? You know? You know? Okay. Okay, so that's an incorrect stitch. You probably knew that. You're like, you just did that wrong. This is the floss tube, or this is the stitch with me, in which I make a mistake almost every 3 minutes. How many minutes in are we? About 18? Yeah, 6 mistakes. That's about right. Maybe more often than that. Hope you're doing a much better job of stitching than me, for crying out loud. Alright, let me pull that through. Alright. And that goes there. Alrighty. So, anyway, so yeah, so there's that. In case you, for whatever reason, have only seen this particular stitch with me, I've actually been doing a few other projects and other stitch with me's. I just finished up a pattern called Sun Worship, and finished that last stitch with me on Monday, and finished the pattern on Monday as well. So now I get to pick something new and start over, which is awesome. Well, I don't need to start over, I mean start again. Start a new pattern. Just gotta figure out which one. It'll be something with colors. Got to do the colors. Probably full coverage, because that's what I do, but I'll probably end up doing my little baby feet. I've got 2 different baby feet patterns. I got one that's like like there's a big heart, like a pinkish reddish heart, and then there's like 2 baby feet outlines in them. And the other one is actually like more of a very muted couple feet, but from like you're looking at it from the side, and it's more of a painting look to it. My allergies have been something fierce. Okay, so I gotta go over to the left here and stitch a few in that I have not done. do. Stretch this out. Let it dangle and untwist. There we go. There. And then there. And then that's done there. And since I'm here, I'm going to come down and do this one. And then this next one. Right there. Because I was in the area, it needed to be stitched. I think there's one more stitch here that I'm missing on this thing here. Thing right here, right here. There we go. There's that. And there we go. I'm just marking some stuff off. Whew. Been a busy day. Alright, I'm just looking, double checking where I'm at. Here. 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 Perfect. Oh man, I kind of did something to my upper back. Maybe I slept funny or something. Woke up, it's all tight, feeling kind of weird. It just needs to be stretched out a little bit better than I have so far today. Just gonna go nice and methodical. Try and minimize our mistakes. There we go. Yep, try to do it again. That's probably my most common mistake when doing 1/1 is I go vertical instead of going across. Yep. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Not too shady. Not too shady, not too shabby. Ugh. Brain's not working. Alright. Okay. Go over and get that there. Now I'm kind of like, okay, where am I? I have to highlight some of this while I go, and I'm talking to myself, not anybody else, because I will mess up. Show shooting, rootin' tootin' shooting. All right. This one actually goes there. Right. just slow down a little bit. I will do a better job. Almost. Yeah, definitely making the floss shorter has been helpful. I would say absolutely helpful. Way over here. Oh, wrong one. That's the last stitch on that one right there. Alrighty, just looking to see what else I'm doing here. Yeah, I like this. I'll come over here and do a little bit. Rock on. I don't even know what temperature it is. I'm sure it's like in the upper 80s today. Nice and cool in the house, which is very cool, very awesome. Highlight this real quick. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to try and get these last two squares because there's only 4 stitches total. So I'm going to see if I can't just line this up here. There. 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 And 1, 2, 1. Oh, no, wrong count. 1, 2, 3. There we go. That's how it should have been. Right. Let me just. All right. So that is the bottom. So I'm gonna turn it over and just tuck it in. I could have used more, but I have to go way back over, so I'd rather not do that and just tuck it in and be done with that little bit. That's the bottom there. Let me show you guys. So if I push in so I can zoom out. So that's the back of the pommel. That's the back of the saddle right there. You can't actually even see the horse. Whoops, as I'm pointing right at the light spot. And so, yeah, right at the bottom there. So let's go all the way across. 66,480 stitches. I've stitched 100 exactly. 75.34% done. All right. Take a slight break, as I think I'm going to have to get the marking pen though. So I'm going to pause you guys again. Alrighty. Got my pen back. I was like, is that the wind or is that? Here we go. Got my pen. Just gotta get my, I'm gonna cut this one in half just because of the whole issue I had with the longer floss. Maybe we'll be a bit more, oh, I got a little tiny micro knot right there. I'm just gonna cut this in half real quick. Give myself half floss, thing of floss to deal with. That should go better. There we go. All right, let me zoom back in on my pattern keeper so I just make sure I'm where I'm supposed to be. Okay, let's see. This is all on this side. Now I have, like, you can kind of see that line right there, but I'm gonna just, I don't know where I'm gonna start, but I'm gonna start someplace. I could always start down here and work my way back up. I may do that. It's just easier sometimes just to continue on in the same general area that you just finished rather than move back up a bunch. I can still stitch down here and go over. And so, again, I'm just gonna mark where I'm gonna start so that I can find, start here and there. Do it all over again. All right, I better go get the dogs. I'm telling you guys, this is like the day where I'm making a lot of mistakes. The dogs won't leave me alone. But let's go get those guys. And I'm back. And that is Zuzu drinking very loudly. Sloppy drinker, she's golden retriever. Zuzu, that's enough. She'll stand there and drink forever. She just forgets what she's doing. That off, make sure that I'm there. I'm kind of like, I'm found myself like curling around the hoop here. I'm curling around the hoop. Sort of. Let's get that out of All right. There's this. Three. Oh, no, almost went too far. 1, 2, there. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I kind of like this being all slow and deliberate. Usually I'm just like racing. How fast can I stitch? And this is just way more relaxing. Oh, let me zoom in a little bit here. Or zoom in myself, my physical body in here. Here we go. So it's about midday. Gotten a ton done already today, which feels great. But I've got a couple errands to run this afternoon. And but I've got those two things done, and then I got one more thing to do back when I get home. I gotta fix a little doodad thing that I was broken yesterday. I gotta get in there and fix it up. I gotta go to get part from Home Depot, get that done. And then, if I get that done, then I can just maybe stitch on this. We'll see. Or play computer games. We'll see. Okay, good. I was like, wait a minute, I didn't count right. But I did. I did. 1, 2, 3. There we go. There. 2. Okay. Gonna come up here and stitch a little bit above because I'm really getting short on the floss here. So before I put this down and mark that next line, I'm just gonna stitch a little bit more. You do got to be pretty delicate. I mean, well, what's the word? Not delicate. You have to be careful when you're stitching with the way that I'm doing this, because I'm just putting real light pressure on this, on the needle and the actual stitching. When I need to be a little firm, I am, but most of the time I'm not like really pulling the way that sometimes when I'm messing with a knot that I might pull in that case. So just gotta be mindful of what you're using. Just a highlight. There we go. Oh, stretch, big stretch. Up, up. There. Up, yep. There. Just notice I'm making less mistakes and going faster because I'm not talking. Sorry about that. The purpose of this is to kind of stitch along with you and chat with you while I'm stitching. Am I off? I'm off. How am I off? Why am I off? Where am I off? Am I off? That was the next question. Am I off? Turn back for a second and just stretch again. Oh. Oh, sorry about that. I just gotta figure it out. First thing I'm gonna do, because it's like I'm at a point where I'm like, all right, let me just change what I'm looking at here, and let me just put the grid out here. Get the grid. Just gotta make sure that I do it correctly here. Yeah, because I made a mistake way back down here, I think. Oi, here I am talking about, oh, I haven't made a mistake. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Oi, people. Oi. Oi, oi, oi. I'm making mistakes as fast as I can. Da, 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 da. Oh well. I'm all proud of myself. That's okay. It's okay, Julie. It's okay. Go. Oof. Thanks. Doesn't seem to want to come out. So just go up on the back and just play that a little bit, trying to figure out which stitch is the next one to come out. None of them seem to know. They're like, I don't know. Do you know? Oh, I don't know. Which one's supposed to come out? I don't know. It's been that kind of a day, hasn't it, folks? This is, at least with my stitching, it has. Unless there's like a little knot or something that's making that knot want to come through. I'm gonna just trim the base of that. Don't be afraid just to get rid of the floss if it's not helping. I'm just going up. There it is. That top one, I didn't want to come through. I think there's a knot or something on the back side. So I'm just gonna cut that. Get that out of there. There we go. There we go. All right, now we're cooking. Maybe. Maybe. There we go. Boop, boop, doo. Okay. Now it's like, all right, where am I? I'm not sure which one this comes out of. There we go, there. And it looks like it was down here somewhere. And there we go. Not super confident about every next little step. There we go. Might be easier just, I can kind of see it down here as far as where the next one is. Just sometimes it might be easier just to go on the back, go down the back side and look at it and try to get it out that way. There's that. Until you can't do it, and then you gotta go back around the front. The rules are the rules until they're no longer the rules. You know what I'm saying? Go. Phew. I gotta take all, I got about, what, 6 left to go there? That. Ah. Okay. Almost there, because literally it's this one that's off. There we go. Let me just double check and make sure that there weren't any mistakes earlier here. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I'll be honest with you guys. I think I'm going to stop right here because I am I'm at a point where, you know, I only got 152 stitches done today, but boy, was it was a struggle I am going to get back to work on this after my errands this afternoon. Let me show you. And then now Topher's barking outside. There's my guy right here. So he's coming through. Coming through. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I do have the Old World Map 2, which is an older version, or old pattern that I've been working on for years, and I'm trying to get back on and actually make some progress on after a very long time of it off. I'm going to start a new pattern up for the Monday Stitch With Me. I might, like I say, I still need to do Mother's Love, but part of me wants to do like the baby feet, one I was talking about earlier. And this one, there may be just, I'm hoping that there's only one more Stitch With Me left, and it'll be the one that I'm finishing up the pattern. So we will see, guys. So thank you so much for hanging out. If you'd like to see more of what goes on sort of behind the scenes, I do have a Patreon. Link is down below. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. That's totally fine. But what's on it is just like I put up pictures of like daily progress on my cross stitch. I'll put up info about my new patterns coming out, any modifications to patterns, as well as more behind the scenes business stuff. Like today I was asking guys, my patrons, some help on figuring out like what information I should be putting in my patterns versus not, and they've been very helpful with that. So anyway, so it's a fun little group. If you do a $7 or more what do you call it, level, then you do get a complimentary pattern every month. So check it out, see what you think, and if not, I'll see you back here. The video, I want the weekly video to come out on Thursday, and then Saturday will be the Stitch With Me for Old World Map 2, and then Monday will be the new project, whichever one I decide on. So I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Thanks for bearing with me through all these issues that I had today. So Cowboy thanks you. He says tip of the hat. All right, see ya.